One of the principles of polyvagal theory talks about the need to be connected to other people, that's a biological need to be in connection with others, that co-regulating capacity, and that's really being challenged right now with all of the stay in place, shelter in place, self-isolation, lockdown orders, and if you're lucky enough to be locked down with someone else, or with your family, your children, or even your mammalian pet, you have another nervous system to be with. But many people who, I've been talking to recently are self-isolating or quarantining by themselves, so there's no in flesh and blood in the moment nervous system, which is a challenge. So we'll talk about that experience of not having another nervous system in the present moment. The other thing you may notice is you're going to feel maybe some of that mobilizing need to get out, or the anger at what's going on. So that fight flight of your nervous system in its sympathetically charged state, or the other survival state, the sort of despairing, hopeless, disconnecting, shutdown, numbing place, right? So those are the nervous system's ways of helping you survive.
As everybody who's listening, you might notice which of those states you're in more often. More of a connected, more of a socially engaged state, more of a mobilizing, hyperactive, high energy state, or more of a shut down, low energy, immobilizing state. And those are kinds of the three main states we might find ourselves in. So Deb, knowing that, what can people do once they understand sort of their main reaction? How should they be working with it to kind of get through this?
So first thing is to know where you are. And then the second thing is, what do we do in order to survive this time that is, indefinite? And I guess one of the things we want to talk about is that indefinite, this unpredictable, is a cue of danger to the nervous system. So, not that we can change that because we don't know. I was talking to somebody recently and said, this is like trying to put a puzzle together when you don't have the box top. We don't know what the puzzle looks like, and people actually love doing puzzles without a box top. There are people in the world who love doing that. I'm not one of them. I want to know what the picture is. My nervous system wants the context for what's happening, and we don't have a lot of that right now. So context is one of the things that we can begin to bring in to the nervous system, whether it means getting some information from a reliable news source, the CDC, the WHO, wherever you want to do it, and let your nervous system feel there are people who are beginning to figure this out and have context. You may not say, oh, it's going to be 3 months or it's going to be 2 weeks, but you have a bit of context, and that calms the nervous system a bit. So that's one. When we know, we're in sympathetic fight, flight, mobilizing, I have to do something, and we're stuck, that's a difficult place for a nervous system, because the nervous system wants movement. It wants to move when it's in that sympathetic place. So one of the things to do is to figure out how can you get some organized movement in your life when you're feeling that sympathetic. And the key word is organized, right? Because if we just let the sympathetic nervous system do its thing, it's going to be this chaotic, disorganized, often very big, not helpful movement that happens. So we want to help organize that movement, whether it's, if you can get out and walk or run, or if you have, any exercise equipment at home, or, whatever that's going to be, people do dance parties, they move in their house, whatever that is. And again, we want to remember that each nervous system is going to give its own answer to that question. So if you are feeling that and can ask your nervous system, what would help right now? What movement would help? You probably get an answer to that. Your nervous system knows what it needs. So if you can begin to feel, oh, I'm getting a lot of mobilizing energy, that's the time to ask, not when you've totally been consumed by that sympathetic fight flight, because then you've lost any connection to that ventral place where you can actually ask the question and get an answer. So